بكم في التصفيات المؤهلة لكأس العالم بين فريق قطر وإيران.
Welcome to Garafa Indoor Stadium for qualifiers FIBA Basketball World Cup China 2019.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Al Gharafa Sports Hall in Doha, Qatar, as Iran continues their march across Group D in this FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 Asian qualifying group. They travel to Qatar trying to make it 4 wins out of 5 and continue their upward surge following their surprising opening day loss in Group D at Iraq. I'm Darren Kilfarah, and some of the home fans here in the Al Gharafa Sports Hall, along with 1 or 2 visitors. This building slowly filling up with supporters of the Emirate nation. Qatar 1 win out of 4 themselves in the competition thus far, that at Iraq in the 3rd game in this group. There you can see the 2 games in Group D taking place today. Iraq hosting Kazakhstan in just over 4 hours time from now. Qatar, this mid-afternoon game, a sweltering day in Qatar. As you see the overall standings, Iran top of the table alongside Kazakhstan. No one has yet secured their place in the next stage of Asian qualifying from this group, although certainly Iran hotly favored to complete that task here today against a Qatar team that is inexperienced, a lot of young players still being corralled by their head coach Tim Lewis, appointed last October, taking over the Qatari experiment in basketball terms. Iran, having lost that opening game at Iraq 74-66, they have reverted back to a more experienced lineup in recent games. They had tried to field a rather younger side, hoping that would get the job done against Iraq, blood some players, giving them future experience, but now it's all about getting enough points to make sure they show up in China next summer for the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 tournament. Players still warming up in this very modern facility. A couple of quick shots of the crowd. Quickly walking through the results for both teams across the group thus far. Iran, we mentioned that opening day loss at Iraq, but they bounced back on the 2nd round of games, defeating Qatar at home 65 points to 39. Maizam Mirzawi leading all scorers with 14 for Iran. And Arsalan Kazemi, the former NBA player, draftee of the Washington Wizards back in 2013. Kazemi had only 4 points, but 17 rebounds in that game. There's Mirzawi finishing his warm-ups. Iran's players introduced now to the crowd. Iran, in their 3rd game in the group, they defeated Kazakhstan on the road 75-54. Monday afternoon will be the rematch between those 2 teams, the top of the table clash in Group D. Iran did get revenge against Iraq 83-53 at home. Ahmed Haddadi, the first Iranian player in the NBA, he is playing today, and he had 16 points in that rebound win over the Iraqis. As for Qatar, they lost their first game here in this building 82-70 to Kazakhstan. Then that 2nd day loss at Iran, followed by their only win of the competition, that on the road at Iraq 77-66. Abdul Rahman Saad with 19 points in that game. And then a 96-63 loss at Kazakhstan in Game 4.
World Cup 2019
as we get ready for both teams' national anthems here in this building.
In the Asian zone, Group D, the 3rd window. And now I would like to introduce to you
just a little bit of pre-game festivities with the Qatar team being introduced.
Ibrahim Al-Muftah.
Al-Muftah, 5'11" point guard for Qatar.
Mohammed Hassan Al-Mohammed.
Mohammed, no points in the World Cup qualifying cycle thus far.
Abdul Rahman Mohammed Saad.
Saad, he will be one of the key players, 21-year-old guard for Qatar.
Atif El Hadri.
El Hadari, 28-year-old point guard for Qatar.
Yusuf Mohammed.
Yusuf Mohammed, he plays for Qatar club domestically here in Qatar. Trey Johnson, the former NBA player, part of this Qatari side. Abdullah Matalke.
Number 20.
He started the previous game between these two teams. Ahmad Al Darwish, 28-year-old guard, plays with Al Waqra in the Qatari League.
Suleiman Abdi Khalid Suleiman Abdi.
Khalid Suleiman Abdi.
Number 42.
17 points, 7 rebounds in the win over Iraq in Game 3. Nasser Al Reyes, 6'10", biggest player in the Qatari squad today. Faris Abdic, interesting story for him. Only one game thus far for Qatar, former Bosnian national. And last up, Yahya Abdul Halim, 22-year-old forward, 6'9".
Assistant coach Hashim Zaidan. Assistant coach Georgios Demos.
So there is the Qatar lineup under the British coach Tim Lewis, formerly the Thailand head coach. And we will pause now as both teams taking up their positions for the national anthems of both sides. Iran, their anthem will be heard first, followed by that of Qatar.
Again, the referees, Mr. Mi Wang from China, Mr. Chit Yip Yoon from Hong Kong, Mr. Haryanto Sotario from Indonesia.
والآن النشيد الوطني للجمهورية الإيرانية الإسلامية.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Qatar.
A rousing rendition of the Qatar national anthem. Mentioned the temperature outside. It is 40 degrees Celsius in Doha today. That's 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And it remains to be seen whether the Qatari national basketball team can raise the temperature inside the Al Gharafa Sports Hall. They are trying to make it through to the second stage of qualifying. It's really a two-team race between Qatar and Iraq. Right now, Qatar has the head-to-head advantage over Iraq, with Monday evening's clash between those two teams forthcoming. See our refereeing crew, Mei Wang, the Chinese referee, probably the head of that trio of officials here. And some expats in the crowd, as well as the Qatari nationals. There's the Iranian national team squad for this match. Vahid Dalizarhan is out of action for Iran. He had 10 points and 6 rebounds in the 65-39 win over Qatar in the second game of the qualifying process, but a very strong side even above and beyond that. Behnam Yakhchali, the first player you see there, the 6'5" shooting guard, he missed much of the season through injury. His club team, Petrochimie Bandar Imam Harbour, the convincing runaway winners of the Iranian title this year. Yakhchali only played in 13 games but averaged 14.2 points per game for Iran. And he is one of many weapons that Iran's head coach Mehran Shahintab has to call upon. As for Qatar, we've been through their lineup. The key player probably to watch, Abdulrahman Saad, the 6'2" guard, shooting at a 30% rate from 3 in this competition, averaging 18 points per game. High volume shooter Saad, but Trey Johnson as well. Clinton Johnson is his given name, you see on the graphic there, but he goes by Trey. He has NBA playoff experience with the Los Angeles Lakers. Also played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Toronto Raptors, and the New Orleans Pelicans. We may talk more about him as this evening goes along, but that man has the much more powerful hand to call upon in this game. Shahintab has also been the head coach of Petrochimie, the Iranian National League leaders since 2015. And it will be quite a tall order for Qatar to keep Iran at bay. The first game between the two teams in Iran, Qatar got off to a decent start. Late in the first quarter, it was 7 apiece, but then Iran went off on an 11-1 run, and that was pretty much all she wrote. As far as that game being a competitive contest, as you see Arslan Kazemi just disappearing from the screen. He had 17 rebounds in the first matchup between these two clubs. Another Petrochimie player in Iran. He only averaged 6.3 points per game, Kazemi, this past season, but he uses his 6'7", 226-pound frame very well, boxing out around the rim. We'll listen to Tim Lewis here. Mehran Shahintab, before he moved to Petrochimie, he led Sabah Battery to the 2014 Asian Championship. Former national team player himself, Shahintab. As we wait for the pregame clock to tick all the way down and get ready for the start of this Group D Asian qualifying encounter. With the football or soccer World Cup taking place, having a rare off day today, focus turns to the Basketball World Cup. You see plenty of empty seats here in Doha, and I suppose that is the worry for FIFA in 4 years' time, whether the crowds will come out for the Soccer World Cup, but certainly it's a basketball focus in Doha today, and waiting to see whether the Qatari team, a couple of expats, quite a few native Qataris involved, and whether they can acquit themselves well here. A close defeat would be thought of almost as a victory for Qatar here. And by the way, every Qatari national has his or her own pronunciation of Qatar, it seems. Qatar is maybe the pronunciation you may have heard yourself, but Qatar is now in vogue. We're going to stick with that here as afternoon gives way to evening in Doha. And both teams now out for the opening tip-off. Iran in the green strip, Qatar in their home white. And we are now just about ready to get this Group D matchup underway. Making sure all the players are correctly lined up. The tip is almost swiped by Qatar, but instead it came to Mohammad Jamshidi, and first offensive possession of this game for Iran. That's Yakhchali up top. The lob inside. It's tipped away nicely by Johnson, backtracking defensively. Saad running the floor, and the stuff right off the bat for Yusuf Mohamed. 35 years old now, Mohamed. But that slam, a bright start for Qatar. They lead 2-0. Dish off from Samad. Jamshidi into Haddadi. Haddadi, look at the size advantage he has, goes for the dish, and Samad eventually getting the ball back, but the wild shot not up and in. Rebound pinched by Yakhchali, and back out to Jamshidi. He'll shoot for three and miss. Rebound fought for, but not won by Samad. And here's Johnson forward to Suleiman. Khalid Suleiman, Abdi the fadeaway teardrop shot off the front rim. Back forward comes Yakhchali. Good defense there by Mohamed in the paint. Running the floor, and the layup not in, but the foul on Saad by Nika Bahrami Samad. Penetration initially by Jamshidi at the other end, and Saad running the floor well. Definite hack on the arm by Samad. Free throw eventually rattles its way down and in from Saad. Only shooting free throws at 59% in the qualifiers coming into this game. Now 11 for 18, make it 12 for 19. So Qatar with the early surprise 4-0 lead in their home building. Look inside, finds Samad, dishes back out. This is Jamshidi. Samad again. Dish off to Haddadi, and he can't force his way to the hoop, but he's bumped on his way up. Ahmed Haddadi. First foul of the game for Qatar is on Mohamed. Clean enough block, but I think the body contact before that on Mohamed. And so Haddadi, 65.5% free throw shooter for the Sichuan Blue Whales in China this past season. Still Iran looking for their first point of this contest. Haddadi, 20 points and 20 rebounds, as well as 5 assists and 2 blocks against Kazakhstan in the first game of the second window of World Cup qualifying this time around, and he does get Iran on the board. Qatar forward, the pass from Johnson ticked away and out of bounds. Scoreboard not correct, by the way. It's 4-1 to Qatar, not 5-1. As Johnson will inbound from the baseline. And so Atif El Haddari controlling the ball outside. Leaves for Saad. Saad with space for an open three. It's short. Rebound fought for. Out of bounds. Going to stay this end. Still the 3-point lead for Qatar, not 4 points you see on the graphic on screen there. Johnson finds Mohamed. Across to Abdi. 3-2 on Abdi. Clock ticking down. 3 on the shot clock. The three-pointer from El Hadar as he falls down. Was he bumped? No foul called. And Iran will push in tempo. Outside, 4-3, no. Haddadi with the size advantage tipping to Samad, and then into Haddadi for the score. Good look inside from Samad. Mohamed wanting a foul, saying that Haddadi using his body a little bit too much in the lane of Qatar. This is a 3, though. That's off the back iron from Abdi. Coming away with the ball, but having it stripped was Kazemi. Qatar with numbers forward. El Hadari in the paint, but off the fingertips of Abdi. Still, Qatar keeps. Saad driving the lane. The layup and in. Nice move by Abdul Rahman Saad. Saad plays for the top club in Qatar, Al Kharafa Doha. This is his home building. He's playing it now, and the steal by Mohamed. He'll go in uncontested. Might have taken some steps there, but got the ball up and in. And so Qatar now with the 8-3 lead early. Biggest advantage for Qatar now in this game. Scoreboard now fixed as driving, but stripped Samad as he tried to go strong to the hoop. Watch the good hands there by Khalid Suleiman Abdi. Abdi, part of the World Cup squad for Qatar all the way back in 2006. He's now 31 years of age. Haddadi leaves off with a long jumper. It's no good from Yakshali, but the rebound again won to Iran. And inside, plenty of position there. Haddadi, the simple stuff. Second time he's been fed inside by Samad. And it's a man against boys when he's in the paint. Nice jumper, though, by Johnson there, as Trey Johnson getting his first bucket of the game. So Qatar has to be encouraged under the leadership of Coach Tim Lewis here. 9 on the shot clock as Haddadi backs in, but plays out. Yakshali, time ticking. Haddadi, the fadeaway 3 is not in. And a good rebound skied for by Abdi. Johnson, 18-footer, short. Rebound Kazemi. Yakshali. Feed it into Kazemi this time. Now Jamshidi. Ball intercepted. Good job again defensively by Johnson. Falling out of bounds, found Abdi, and then his pass skied over Saad and out of bounds. Unnecessary turnover there, but Qatar has to be happy. The 5-point lead halfway through this first quarter. Iran will bring the ball front court. Yakshali off to Samad. Samad again, pops outside. Now Samad, the spot up 3, again not in, but strong rebound. Haddadi forcing his way up, draws the foul. Iran has not shot well in this competition. They came into this game just a shade under 40% from the field in their 4 previous qualifiers. Not exactly a blistering start either. 2 for 9 thus far from the field. And another free throw missed by Haddadi. Haddadi has all 5 points for Iran. And still just the 5 as he has now missed 3 of 4 free throws. Qatar can extend what is currently tied for their largest lead of the game. Al-Reyes with the ball, picking up his dribble in an awkward spot. Johnson, though, 4 on the shot clock from the top of the key, scores! Trey Johnson, it's 12-5 now for Qatar. Sajad Mashayeki in the game as the running one-hander not in from Yakshali. Rebound fought for and won by Yakshali. He'll think better of driving 1 against 2. Now the three-pointer contested. That's not a good shot from Behnam Yakshali. And Iran really struggling to find their shooting form in the early going here in Doha. Al-Hadari now up top. Into Johnson. He's fouled on his way into the paint. We see Trey Johnson, subject of a documentary about in his D-League season in 2011 in the States when he played with Bakersfield in California. He's born in Jackson, Mississippi, the state capital of Mississippi. Saad outside El-Hadari, 7 on the shot clock. He'll pull up from 25 feet, misses by a mile. Rebound to Haddadi. Sajad Mashayeki now outside, driving in Samad. Back to Yakshali. And then a foul inside against Iran. Was there a shove into the body of El-Hadari there? Mashayeki, I think there might have been. Certainly the foul was called on Mashayeki. Al-Reyes now outside for Qatar. Saad will pull up for 3. Rattles around the rim and out, so close. And yet so far. 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. The 7-point lead is for Qatar. Yakshali to Haddadi. They just need to pound it more to Haddadi, I'd say. Pick and roll there. Haddadi in the lane and forces up and in. Samad now with 3 assists. Assists on all of Iran's buckets here. The lead is 5. It's 12-7, not 14, although maybe it's a predictor of Al-Reyes as he shoots along off the glass. And Masayeki heels up and will hold things outside. 24-year-old, 5'11" point guard, Masayeki. Masayeki among giants in the lane, and rebound taken by Al-Reyes. Johnson stripped of the ball as he tried to go up, and Al-Reyes not called for a foul, but Iran with numbers. And then pulling outside Kazemi. Now Samad with the ball. Haddadi needs to get inside as Masayeki will again go it alone. Marsalam blocked on his way up. Kazemi stopped, and here's Saad the other way. He moves strong to the hoop, off the glass, and in. Now it's 14-7 for Qatar. As Saad going coast to coast. And it's too early to seriously talk about an upset being on the cards here in Doha, but Iran vastly underperforming. Qatar taking advantage of the 7-point lead with just over 1 minute remaining in this first quarter.
The thing that's hurt, will potentially hurt us, is they set, Haddadi sets his pick and roll, they clear that out, and then he rolls on the backside. Okay, remember, it's like a black. Okay, if they're coming this way, we're showing whoever this back man is.
A bit of an American accent on Tim Lewis. He did go to college at the University of New Hampshire in the American Northeast. And Akram Shahintab has the bigger task of the two coaches right now.
C-game here. Get open. Down. Trey, read it. Back cut out. If Trey back cuts out, I want screen and screen him coming out. Got it? Here we go.
So the Qatari lead is 7 with 64 seconds left in this first quarter. Tim Lewis's players slightly slow returning to the court, but they have surprised many observers here in this first quarter. Iran just needs to get out of first gear as well as Masayeki. There's that pick and roll with Haddadi into the lane, but now good look. Kazemi with a strong slam. That's more like it for Iran. 14-9 now the score. Big difference between shot and game clock as Mohammed outside kicks over to Avdic, and the foul on the perimeter. Well, Haddari looking to get inside. He was bumped by Masayeki. Nifty ball handling by Mansour Atif El Haddari. Only 5 fouls between the two teams in this first quarter, so Johnson now forced to hold top of the key. Looking inside for Avdic, but the pass was deflected, broken up. And Iran can hold for the final shot of this first quarter. Samad. Pick and roll with Kazemi inside. Kazemi up and in with the left hand. 4 quick points for Arsalan Kazemi. And that brings Iran back into this contest. End of the first quarter in Doha in the Al Kharafa Sports Hall. Bit of a surprise thus far. It's Qatar 14, Iran 11 after 10 minutes of action. In other action in the Asian qualifiers today, a big upset. Japan knocking off Australia 79-78 in Group B. The Philippines bumping off Chinese Taipei 93-71. As action continues across Asia in this red-hot World Cup qualifying process. Last game but one in the first stage of qualifying, and the second stage to come after the summer months are done. The journey does continue, and right now, Qatar is saying, this is my house in Doha. They want to keep this momentum going from that strong first quarter. Haddadi with 7 points and Kazemi the late 4 points. The only 2 scores for Iran in the first quarter of action. Saad with 6 for Qatar, and both Johnson and Mohamed with 4 points each for the Qataris. So only 5 scores in the game thus far between the two teams. And Iran, you can see all the weapons they have on court. They just need to start using them better. Haddadi, that pick and roll seems available on just about every play. 3 assists for Samad on the game into Haddadi. That's the simplest of his buckets thus far this afternoon. And that was the late stuff for Kazemi, who had a cup of coffee in the preseason with both the Atlanta Hawks and the Houston Rockets, the extent of his NBA career despite being a second-round draftee. And that's the foul by Samad reaching in. Two fouls, by the way, on Masayeki in that first quarter for Iran, as Johnson will hold outside against Kazemi. Mohamed over to Mohammed. 5 on the shot clock. The step back long shot, way too long by Abdi, but the rebound out and then in. That's going to count. Shahintab did not think that bucket was released before the shot clock expired, but it goes down from Johnson. Signaled as a 2-point bucket. I think his foot was just on the line there. Now the three-pointer rattles out from Samad. So Qatar the lead back to 5 as Johnson thinking about going inside. Abdi now dribbling Arrears. Space in low and nicely up and in by Mohamed, who had bumped his Iranian defender down to the ground. No foul called there, and so Qatar back up by 7. Mashayeki. Space outside, but not shooting. Samad drives the paint and collision there on his way to the hoop. Don't see a lot of contact there. Johnson seemed to get more ball than anything, reaching his hand in. Quick conference from this international officiating crew. And the net result is a trip to the charity stripe. Tim Lewis looking unperturbed, as Samad it will be to the line. Just over 69% free throw success rate for Jiangsu Tongxi in China this past year. Bricks the first one though. Iran now 2 for 6 from the line in this game, as 1 point added to the Iranian total. 18-12 our score. Abdi pulls up and misses. It's a good look. Not a good shot though, as Masayeki with tempo. Now pulls back outside. Masayeki finds a route to the hoop right past El Hadari. Catching the Qataris napping there. And Abdi outside to Johnson for Qatar. Pull up 3 here, swish for Mohamed. 22 points and 7 rebounds in the first game in Group D for Qatar for Mohamed. That was at home to Kazakhstan. As now the pull up through the other end is not in, but the rebound for the smallest player on the court, Masayeki. The 5'11" point guard getting in the paint and getting a rare rebound. So he'll go to the line after being fouled on his way back up. Only a 59% free throw shooter, Masayeki. El Hadari again, not good positioning defensively for him, allowing Masayeki to sneak his way into the lane. Another Iranian free throw missed here, though. Gets the second one to fall, though. The former Naft Abadan player in the Iranian league, Masayeki. Now one of the many Petrochimie players involved, as the move to the hoop draws the foul for Qatar. Trey Johnson going right past Samad, and then the help, the body bump by Saad. Johnson now applies his trade in Venezuela with Marinos. Gets that free throw to fall. Played his college basketball at Alcorn State and Jackson State, two historically black colleges in the American South. Averaged 27 points per game back in the 2006-2007 season. Was the SWAC Player of the Year, Southwestern Athletic Conference. Lead back to 8 for Qatar, but now 6 as that little guy Mashieki again. Bank shot up and in. He's now got 5 in the game. Outside, Muhammad picking up his dribble in a bad spot. Help on the switch across to El Hadari. Now a look from outside for 3, swish! Johnson again! Heat check Trey Johnson. Biggest lead of the game for Qatar. It's 9 at 26-17. Jamshidi to Kazemi. Now the long 3 from outside. Again not good. This time Yakchali coming close, but a miss as good as a mile. Mohammed, the finger roll in. No foul called. Mashieki wanting the foul. Watch it here as the ball stolen as the camera focused on the replay. So Qatar up 11, and with the ball here is Johnson. Pass deflected but regathered. The 3-point shot is way off from Ahmed this time. Not a patient look there from Ahmed. Now he's playing defense outside. Jamshidi for 3. That's a brick. Rebound. Mirzawi went up and got fouled. Nizam Mirzawi. He'll go to the line. Getting the rebound as out of position. A little bit slow to react there, Yusuf Mohamed for Qatar. And so Nizam Mirzawi. Only his 3rd game of the qualifying cycle, averaging 7 points per game for his national team, but another substandard free throw shooter, 62% domestically in Iran this past season. And both free throws well short. So Qatar another chance to extend this 11-point lead. Pull up 3, no, from El Hadari, but the rebound taken by Saad. Saad, the dribble drive, dish into the corner. That was off the baseline, surely. Play allowed to continue. The reverse layup not in from Yahya Abdel Halim. So front court Samad for Iran. Halfway mark of the 2nd quarter. That's a good strong move in and 1 for Yakchali. Finally something good. The jump, stop, move and shoot as Abdel Halim with the bump. I'm sure Mehran Shahintab right there thinking enough is enough for Iran. Chance to cut the Qatari lead to 8 points. Charlie swishes that one through. El Hadari pulls the ball outside. 3-point shot up and in from Mohammed. Qatar now 4 for 12 from 3 this evening, or this afternoon, I should say. And a foul on the ground here as Haddadi just out physicaling Abdel Halim. Getting the whistle. Haddadi, a bit of acting experience for the Iranian captain. Played the role of Yahya in the 40-episode historical epic Mokhtarnameh, a series based around the life of al-Mukhtar, the early Islamic revolutionary who died in 687 AD. The budding Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Haddadi, famous for his role in Airplane, most notably. Kareem as Johnson, fade away, rainbow shot up and in. The Qatari lead now 12 as Trey Johnson, he has 13 points in this game already. He'll need to keep the volume shooting as the shot blocked on Haddadi, trying to barrel his way to the hoop. Too strong, rebound out of play. It'll stay at this end, but Yahya Abdel Halim getting a great response here in the Al Gharafa Sports Hall. Watch it here. Standing firm, about 5 steps there from Haddadi as well. Should have been a travel for my money, that, as Jamshidi stalled outside, and then the body work inside. An unsportsmanlike conduct foul signaled. Haddadi pleading Iran's case here. Definite contact in the Qatari paint. Referee still sorting things out here. Watch Haddadi as he comes into the lane. Haddadi sold that for me. Was there real contact from Haddadi to his face? The answer is yes, so Haddadi picking up the foul and a trip to the line for Qatar. Mansour Atif El Haddari. Still we chat things through. Another ball coming to the other end of the building. No wonder Trey Johnson has a bewildered look on his face. You can understand why. After all that, it's Haddadi going to the line. He makes his first. Can't make the second, though. And now back at the other end. El Haddari to take his turn. I guess they called matching unsportsmanlike fouls. Not very clearly communicated to the sparse crowd in the Al Gharafa Sports Hall. But El Haddari makes the first free throw. Plays for the Al Shamal Club in Qatar. And 2 for 2 for him, so that exchange favors Qatar. Haddari checks back out. And after all that, it's Qatar's ball. "13 points, the largest lead of the afternoon for Qatar. Saad outside. 3-point shot is well long, and that hits the clock above the glass from Abdel Halim. Not necessarily the guy you'd want taking that shot from outside the arc. Abdel Halim. Jamshidi now kicks across to Navid Rizawifar, seeing his first action of the evening. That three-pointer is off the iron again, no good. Out of play, ball goes to Qatar. Iran now 0 for 11 from beyond the arc in this game. That will not get it done against any team in FIBA World Cup qualifying action. Here's Johnson, to Saad outside. He'll pull up for three, no good, rebound. Just outfoxing Abdul Halim. Mashayeki goes strong up but not in. Rebound Mohammed. Hassan Mohammed seeing quite a few minutes in this game. As in the lane, Johnson kicking outside. Thought he could have finished there. Instead, Saad running into traffic. 4 on the shot clock. The fadeaway is well short. Picked up by Mashayeki. Another rebound for the little guy. Less than 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Space outside, but Rizawifar decides to pull back. And then the chance here, the lay-in, easily done. Mashayeki, as Saad went for the steal, missed it, and that left the back door wide open. Cross-court look from Rizawifar. Easily up and in from Mashayeki. 7 points now for Sajjad Mashayeki. At 13 points and 3 steals in the first game between these two teams. Undersized, only 150 pounds on his 5'11" frame. Haddadi leading Iran with 9 points in this game. Listen to Tim Lewis again.
So Trey here. Hey, Mansour, you got the ball. KD, Paris, you can go in this corner. Okay, and Nizar on here. KD, we're playing swing, chase. Look at the keeper game. Swing it, okay? Chase it, read it, maybe re-screen. If Trey keeps it, he can play on it.
So back underway in Doha. Qatar still leading this game by double figures. Abdul Halim being lured into taking another three, but wisely dishing off this time. Mohammed, he'll pull up and rattle it home for Qatar. Another three-pointer for them, and their lead is 14. And now you really do have to start thinking, is the upset possible? Could be a massive blow to Iran's hopes of qualifying for China next summer. Another turnover taken by Johnson. He goes in, and that's wildly out of control. Could have been an offensive foul. Instead, play allowed to continue. Mashayeki, good move, got El Hadari onto the floor, and then he goes into the lane and gets hacked. So Mashayeki will go to the line again. Trey Johnson has been out on court for the entire game thus far for Qatar. I think the foul by Mohammed on that occasion. Mashayeki, 7 points and 4 rebounds in 13.5 minutes of action in this first half. And this is the free throw, though. Iran 6 for 15 from the free throw line in this game thus far. Qatar 6 for 6 at the other end. And a second free throw missed. Those have to start dropping or the upset is well and truly on here. Abdel Halim. That went nowhere from Abdul Rahman Al-Mufta. Point guard seeing some action at the end of this first half. Inside the final minute. Contact away from the ball. And Iran will go to the line with Qatar over the 5-foul limit now. Not necessarily a bad defensive strategy the way this game has been developing for Iran from the free throw line. Lucky bounce this time favors Haddadi. Spent a lot of his recent years in China. That's a second free throw to go as well. He was the 2015 CBA Finals MVP in China. As there's a pull-up three at the other end, off from El Hadari. Iran might push, looking for a 2-for-1 situation here. But that possibility dissipates. El Hadadi, though, in down deep, or Haddadi rather, he's fouled. 23.5 seconds left in the second quarter. Foul on Nasser Al-Reyes. Interesting story, Al-Reyes, he graduated from Caltech, one of the great technological universities in the world, in the summer of 2017. Played basketball for Caltech, but Caltech famous for having a completely rubbish basketball team. They had a 7 wins and 18 losses record in his final season. They were more famous for not winning a single game between 1996 and 2007, Caltech. And then between 1985 and 2011, they lost 310 Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference games in a row. As missing both free throws, Haddadi, and then the foul called, jostling for position on the rebound. Iran not yet over the limit themselves, so Qatar must go the length of the floor here. Iran calling for the full court trap, and timeout taken by Tim Lewis just to make sure his less experienced team knows how to handle the full court press. The shock is very much on here in Doha.
Crowd press break here, okay? Patience, be good. Nas, okay, you're gonna be over here, okay? Mizo, you're gonna be here. All right, and then we've got Mansour and Mufta, and then you're taking the ball out of bounds. All right? Respect pressure, that's fine. Guys, just get it over. If it's pressure here, maybe just go head tap, hold it out. Okay, and you'll have time to run your stuff.
Clear enough instructions there from Tim Lewis. See if this inbound play comes off as diagrammed. Remember, Qatar only led by 3 at the end of the first quarter, low scoring quarter, 14-11 it was. But they have 24 points already here in the second. Stretching their lead out as many as 14, now down to 12, but a chance possibly to get the ball up court to match that, as Avdic, that's good ball movement to Al-Mufta. Trying to dish out, though, ball stolen by Mashieki, continuing his strong play in this first half. One of the few bright lights for Iran. They can play for the last shot. Mashieki outside, Jamshidi for 3, got it! Big bucket for Mohammad Jamshidi right before the buzzer to end this first half. It's the first 3-point hoop to fall for Iran in the first half. And it narrows the deficit to single figures at halftime. Qatar 38, Iran 29. Our score after 20 minutes of action. Qatar struggling a bit from outside, but the strong inside field goal percentage. Iran unsurprisingly winning the rebound battle, but not by such a significant margin to keep them in front in this game. Also, the 8 turnovers, something that Mehran Shahintab will need to work on with his team for the second half. Again, not a big crowd in Doha watching this contest, but the Qataris in attendance will be loving this. A chance to not quite guarantee progression to the next stage of Asian World Cup qualifying, but it would come pretty close with Iraq on the other side of the draw, having already lost by 11 points in this building to Qatar. And therefore, they would need, assuming they go down to Kazakhstan, as you would suspect in the other game in this group later today, that would leave them with everything to do on their home court in Baghdad to advance ahead of Qatar in third place in Group D. Of course, it's possible that Iran could fall to 3-3 with a loss here and then another loss against Kazakhstan. Or Kazakhstan could fall to 3-3 as well, and one of these teams, Qatar or Iraq, could squeak through in second place in the group. As we look at some of the highlights from the first half, Mohamed, very strong performance, 9 points in only 10 minutes of action. He was 4 of 5 from the field in that first half. Second highest score for Qatar in that first half. The leader, Trey Johnson, 5 for 8 from the field, including making his only 3-point opportunity, and 2 of 2 from the line. Johnson, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Haddadi hasn't really come to the party, you feel. He's got 11 points and 9 rebounds, so good stats. But you feel that he should be just dominating the Qatari defense in this game, as you see that slam at the end of the first quarter for Kazemi. So Iran, that big bucket at the end of the first quarter, and then the Jamshidi 3 to end the second quarter. So those 2 good moments at the end of each quarter for Iran. But Qatar finding enough offense in this first half to leave Iran in a decidedly awkward position as we move towards the half. That 3-pointer from Mohamed swished right through. Haddadi, that defensive possession in which Abdel Halim got the block and then the strong defensive positioning as well. It's been a fairly quiet first half for Yahya Abdel Halim. Only played just under 5 minutes, but that his shining moment. And then Mohamed again coming to the party for Qatar. And the upset could very well be on here for Tim Lewis's team. Outside and inside movement and shooting. It's been a good first half for Saad as well. 6 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist for him in the opening 20 minutes. That was the delicate finger roll by Mohamed, and then Mohamed strong inside with the finish. Inside and out scoring Yusuf Mohamed in that first half. That drive to the hoop by Behnam Yakchali not made the impact that many people might have thought he would do, Yakchali, in this game in his first appearance for Iran in the current World Cup qualifying cycle. And so we will take a break here in commentary for halftime. I'm Darren Kilfera. Interesting 20 minutes of basketball coming up here in the Asian Qualifiers ahead of the FIBA World Cup next summer in China. Stay tuned. We'll take a quick timeout. Both teams back out on the court getting ready for the start of the second half here in Doha. The Al Kharafa Sports Hall in Qatar. And we have seen a very surprising 20 minutes of basketball in this first half. I'm Darren Kilfera, and this is certainly not the result I was expecting to see thus far. And of course, there's still plenty of time for Iran to pull their collective fingers out and get back in front in this game. But they have not shot well. They have not done much of anything well, really. A few statistical bright spots along the way, but ultimately they need to do pretty much everything better in the second half. Shooting under 35% from the field in that first half, including 1 of 11 from outside the arc. In response, Qatar 42.5% from the field. Perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Again, Iran only 8 for 21 in that first half from the free throw line. Tim Lewis, a very didactic coach. He's a teacher with these less experienced players. He has been using that whiteboard furiously in the timeouts in this game thus far. Lewis, a former assistant coach in the D-League, now known as the G-League, of course, the NBA Developmental League. He was with the Phoenix Suns feeder team, Bakersfield Jam, also Raptors 905, the Toronto franchise developmental team.
Okay, we're going delay key. Slight variation on it. Mansour's going to throw it. Going to come over the top. As he's coming over the top on that, Nas, Trey's going to fake the handoff. You're screening for Trey. Got it? Yes. He's setting a flare back screen here for Abdul to keep you high. Khalid, you're just lifting hard. As soon as you set this, okay, this guard's going to get hit on that. You're going to set a really good screen. You're going to outside roll. Trey's going to be able to come off it. Haddadi's there. Read it. If he comes to Trey, you've got a little pass. Maybe Trey throws it at the rim. Be ready. They're ready. Got it? Let's go. Here we go. First time too late. Let's go.
See, even I could understand what Tim Lewis was diagramming there. See if it comes to fruition here early in the second half. As the Iranians out on the floor, soon to be joined by their Qatari counterparts. Trey Johnson did finally get a breather there in the final minute 11 of the first half, having played every second prior to that. It'll be Samad to inbound for Iran. They got the late three from Jamshidi in that second quarter to cut the Qatari lead into single figures, and they will try and eat further into that here as we get the second half underway. Straight inside to Haddadi. Drops off Jamshidi. Haddadi with a slam. Slam bam. Thank you, ma'am, for Haddadi. He's got 13 now. Ties Johnson for the overall scoring lead in this game, as there is Trey Johnson outside. Johnson with a 14-footer. That's off. Rebound Kazemi. Haddadi straight back inside. The easy drop-off and the reverse lay-in by Jamshidi. And just like that, Qatar's lead down to 5. Couldn't have started better, Iran, in this second half, as good body position for Abdi draws the foul in Qatar's favor. Jamshidi having his shirt held, but I think that's only fair enough. He had the arm wrapped around as well as the poor body positioning. Attempted inbound, deflected right back from whence it came by Samad for Iran. Johnson, nifty faking, but can't find Saad cutting to the net in traffic, but then given right back to El Hadari. So with Johnson slow to get up, top of the paint, Saad will pull up for three. It's long, but the rebound comes back to Abdi. Seven on the shot clock as Abdi held up. Trying to drive on Kazemi. 2 on the clock. They got a release. Beats the clock and in from Al Reyes. 28 feet out. Nasser Al Reyes, a desperation heave. Nothing but nylon. Big bucket for Qatar, the lead back to 8. Yakhchali now for Iran. Haddadi backing his way in deep. Up, in, and one. That's the best of Hamid Haddadi. Al Reyes, the hero at the other end, just couldn't abide the strength of Haddadi. Haddadi, his more Iranian-sounding surname, but he tends to go by Haddadi from his time in the NBA. Misses the free throw, though, again, and Al Reyes grabs the rebound off the glass. Still dangerous times for Qatar. Iran seems to have shifted up a gear at the start of this third quarter. 4 on the shot clock here, and that was almost a held ball. Clock ticking down. They don't have time for that. Poor clock management from Qatar in that possession. And you can just feel the pressure tightening and tightening on this less experienced Qatar team. Yakhchali outside. It's good off the ball movement. Finds the look inside. Kazemi and other stuff, and the foul as well. Good penetration. Jamshidi opening up the passing angle with his dribbling movement. Kazemi taking it to the tin with authority, and the lead is down to 4. The closest it's been in this game since the end of the first quarter. Quite.
No, you gotta know.
The chair called out for Lewis here.
Like, listen. This is not about X and O's or anything like that. It's about being smart and playing basketball. Right? We're now going to disintegrate and we're playing a
Disintegrating was the word that Tim Lewis used there during that timeout. That's what he feels his team has done here since the start of this third quarter. Maybe a little bit harsh, but only a little. They have been outscored 8-3 here in this third quarter. Only that one desperation heave by Al Reyes finding the bottom of the bucket. And Lewis exactly right. Qatar just needs to play the game that they played in the first half. As Kazemi trying to finish off the three-point play, he can't do so. The free throw shooting again suspect. So Qatar can set things up offensively. This is Saad. Nice look inside, but Mohamed lost his dribble badly. It's not a good shot there from Abdi. So Iran a chance to cut the Qatari lead still further here. Just over 3 minutes into the third quarter. In the lane and one! It's Yakhshali for Iran. El Hadari has been beaten time and time again defensively in this game. That time, the ultimate penalty, 2 plus the possible 1. Yakhshali gets a free throw to drop, and the lead is 1 for Qatar. Can Johnson stem the tide here? Forced back to the perimeter. ISO Johnson here, up and in, gets the hoop. Had to do it all himself there, Johnson. Normally it's ISO Joe Johnson in the NBA you talk about, but it's Trey Johnson going 1 against the world. Look at that look inside, a third slam dunk of this game for Kazemi. Spinning his way inside, pick and roll to perfection. Meanwhile, at the other end, up and in, and 1, I think. Conference here. The drop off to Saad, it was on the head. That's surely going to count. Hit on the head, Abdulrahman Saad. So the bucket counts, and 1 more possibly to come. Saad now with 8 points in this game. Can't get the free throw to drop though. First foul shot of the game missed by Qatar. Nearly the steal by Mokhbet, but overcommitting. What will that happen lead to at the other end? The three-pointer, no good. Very flat trajectory from Jamshidi there. Still though, Iran in possession outside. Samad to the hoop, the finger roll up and in off the glass. Delicate, little reverse spin. Getting that ball to drop. The other end, the same effort attempted by Johnson, but failing, and a chance for Iran to take the lead. Layup drops. Kind bounce for Samad, and there is the Iranian lead. Good transition bucket there. The pace forced by Kazemi for Iran. Mohamed outside to Mohamed. He'll pull up from 3. Swish! Qatar hanging on in this game by their fingernails, but that bucket from Yusuf Mohamed will help. Tickles the twine, and Qatar just about in front. 48-46 for Qatar, the correct score now. Backing in, Haddadi can't get the first bucket to drop, and then the unfortunate tip outside favors Iran. Three-pointer on the way and in from Jamshidi. Iran properly now in this game. Back in front by a point, but at the other end, the layup and in by Johnson. Back and forth we go. This tempo has to favor Iran, surely, even though Qatar back in front by the single points. Kazemi in low, and a good conversion there. Taking the pass. Banking up and then down and in. Seesaw we go. Iran in front by 1, and then the hand check outside. Mohamed in possession, drawing the foul. Jamshidi will depart the game briefly. I think it was Kazemi with the main contact there. That's a hand reaching in as well from Jamshidi, to be fair. As Qatar sets up outside. Good look there. Reverse layup and in by Mohamed. Mohamed moved to Qatar club in the previous summer from Al Jaish, the army club in Qatar. It's at the other end. Back and forth we go again. Haddadi finding the layup and in. Will make it 17 points now for Haddadi. Kick outside to Mohamed in the corner. Wide open look for El Hadari, but that's way off. Rebound easily grabbed down by Haddadi. The other end losing possession there was Yakchali, but diverted out of play off of a Qatari hand. Penetration not in, but the rebound. Look at that offensive glass work by Haddadi. So Iran up by 3 now as Mohamed receiving a pass I'm not sure he wanted. Then the step back 3 swished from Mohamed. Qatar just about staying stride for stride with Iran now as again underneath. That time Yakchali rejected. Under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Johnson kicks outside. Qatar will slow things up. Plenty of time on the shot clock here, but Johnson will shoot from range. It's short. Rebound fought for, but not won by Abdi. Iran transition play again. That's a great passing movement in close quarters underneath. Haddadi drawing the foul. Nifty little reverse pass by Samad there. Haddadi has the momentum now. 19 points for him in the game. And that's having missed 8 free throws thus far through less than 3 quarters. 5 for 13 from the line, Haddadi. A chance to atone here again with 2 more. That's the first, and Iran back in front. Not in front, beg your pardon, as it's 55-55. Again, our scoreboard a little bit slow to react. Iran with 27 points here in this third quarter, but the foul committed, and Qatar will inbounds from the near sideline, it looks like. Once again, it's Trey Johnson. He is working very hard for his national team here tonight. Johnson driving the lane, the scoop up, but not in. Mashayeki back forward, checking back into the game after a breather. Good look inside, pound the rock toward the glass. Haddadi the screen, not used, and then the pass misread. Mashayeki jumping toward the top of the key, and Samad throwing the ball away. Johnson again with the ball. El Hadari for 3. No. Samad brings the ball front court himself off the board. And wide open backdoor look. but not enough size there to take advantage, Masayeki. Rare misstep for him in this game. Qatar again with a chance to sneak a lead here as the third quarter comes to a close. El Hadari dribbling through the forest of green-shirted men. 3 on the shot clock. The pull-up from Johnson, no. Rebound taken Haddadi. 10 seconds in the quarter. Good transition. That looked like an offensive foul to me, and it is. Charge taken and won by Trey Johnson. Johnson the step over. Did he get there? Yes, he absolutely did. Great call. Kazemi out of control, and Qatar 5.5 seconds left in this third quarter. Instructions being barked out by Mehran Shahintab. Qatar will try and come forward, and that's a block signaled against Jamshidi. That should be a trip to the line. Qatar with that foul in the bonus, and that's touch and go. El Hadari, 5'11", crashing into the 7'2" Haddadi. Classic case of little and large coming together. Mansour Atif El Hadari. 2 for 2 from the line thus far in this game. And a chance to give Qatar the lead again at the end of 3 quarters. Can't get the first free throw in though. Swishes the second. 56 apiece. Can Iran get off one final shot? Over half court. It's partially blocked. On his way up, Yakchali wanted a foul. And do we have an unsportsmanlike foul called here after play had ended? Certainly Haddadi not happy with the no call against his teammate Yakchali. But the end result, after 30 minutes, we are exactly as we were when we started. All square between Qatar and Iran, 56 points apiece. But surely the momentum firmly in the Iranian camp just now. 11 points in the first quarter, 18 in the second, 27 in the third, as Iran moving strong back into this game. Quick reminder, don't forget you can download the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 app presented by TISO from the Apple App Store or Google Play for Android devices. Get all the stats, news, and videos you need to enjoy the competition from the qualifiers through to China next summer. 80 countries, one app. The FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 app.
If he's not have that, he's not in there. The big may show. Be ready to slip. Okay? Khalid, as he comes off you, you pop. He's going to throw it back to you. Okay, man? You're going to drag it. Pop right out. Swing it.
سمت شما اینجایی. شما بعد از این یه بکسی رو میدی میری اینجا. اینجا محمد جمشیدی. درسته؟ اینجا شما میای هنداف میکنی.
Iran with 27 points in the third quarter, and so many of them on uncontested stuffs like that one from Haddadi. Kazemi had a couple as well. That is Arsalan Kazemi showing some dish skills as well, finding Samad for the layup and in. Has Qatar weathered the Iranian storm, or is there more yet to come from the men in green here? That is the key question as Qatar will start the the fourth and final quarter with the ball. El Hadari outside Abdi, long distance from the hoop. Now Johnson picks up. Free throw line, 6 on the shot clock. El Hadari again needs to release. Turnaround fadeaway, Abdi way off. Good defensive possession there for Iran. Qasemi now front court for the visitors. Inside Haddadi with position, the drop off, and the lay-in does not fall. Johnson, the team rebound picked up for Qatar. He must be tempted each time in transition, Johnson, to pull up and shoot when he's got the space, but here's El Hadari near corner, got it to rattle down and in. Big three-pointer from Mansour Atif El Hadari. Haddadi again, that pick and roll action. He pops outside once more. This time, not a good look from Yakshali, but rebound salvaged. Qasemi drops off. Haddadi backing in and fouled on the way up by Abdi. Khalid Suleiman Abdi with the personal. Clear hook on the arm by the man with Suleiman on his jersey. Haddadi again missing out from the line. Playoff games in his rookie year in the NBA with the Memphis Grizzlies. Gets one of the 2 free throws to drop, and now it's a 2-point game. Qatar still in front, and look at that layup and in by El Hadari. Qatar just getting a nose in front here. 2 minutes into the final quarter. Look at the position for Haddadi. Draws another foul inside. Johnson with the help and the harm in the end. Size advantage too immense. Johnson 6'5", giving up 9 inches to Haddadi. And 50 pounds as well. Form's not great, but a wincing smile there from Haddadi. He knows he got lucky on that occasion. Missed the second, though, and might get to take it again from a lane violation against Qatar. That's unfortunate. I always wonder when, why, and how the referees choose that moment to call the lane violation. Seems to be there almost as often as not that a player gets a foot in the paint prematurely. Second chance, this one goes through, so the lead is now 2 for Qatar. Space here for Abdi. Didn't know how to use it. Back to Johnson. Abdel Halim came up to set the pick, and Johnson the fadeaway missing. Rebound grabbed and the quick press forward by Jamshidi. Was that a foul? Doesn't matter as the ball came through to El Hadari. El Hadari, little floater in the lane, gets it to drop. Is that a charge? Easily could have been. Ball had been released, but at the other end, an ice cool finish from El Hadari. Outside, a wide open look for 3, no good from Jamshidi. And with Qasemi down in the lane, That's the last thing Qatar should have done. Throws the ball right to the coach. Iran will take a timeout here as El Hadari missed on that pass, and the frustration etched on the face of Tim Lewis there. But still, his team with a very serious chance of pulling off the improbable upset here in this game.
حامد اینجا سمت توپو میاره بالا. اگر تونستی اینجا چیکار میکنی؟ به حامد میتونی مستقیم پاس بدی. دقت کردی؟ سمت اینجا توپو میگیره، با حامد پیک و رول بازی میکنی. اگر نه جمشیدی این ور قرار داره. سجاد میاد توی کورنر.
Put Trey at the floor and whoever the other guard is here. But Trey, here's what I want you to do. Okay, catch it, okay, and swing it. Come as though you're going to set a pick and roll, go to the block. Then let's see if we can throw it in, Mizo. Okay? If it's not there, okay, if it's not there, the other big, just come back across to give support. You can reverse it through him and play. All right? Here we go. Defense, guys! Let's go!
7 minutes. اینجا هنداف میکنی و میریم. سمت اینجا کرولا که بازی کردی برو سمت کمک کنی.
7 minutes, 6 seconds. All that remains in this Group D Asian FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 qualifier. I'm Darren Kilfarra. It has been an absorbing contest. Iran is starting to play like Iran over the past 13 minutes or so, but Qatar had built up enough of a margin that they still have the lead here within sight of the finishing line. But here's a three-pointer near wing, short by Jamshidi. Rebound plucked down by Abdi. El Hadari slowing the tempo. Abdul Halim popping outside the three-point attempt. Possible foul. There's Johnson. Gets the ball up and in. The rebound after Mohammed wanted 3 free throws. Just as well that the ball fell to Johnson, who now has 19 in this game. The Qatari lead is 6. Haddadi kicks outside to Samad. Haddadi spinning. That's a walk, surely, and it is called this time against the NBA veteran. Watch him pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whistle blew correctly. And Qatar, big possession. They're all big now for the underdogs here. Johnson against Yakhchali, outside three-point look, in by Abdul Halim. Yahya Abdul Halim popping outside, getting that tray to drop. The lead is 9 for Qatar. Real worries now for Iran. Samad rejected in the lane, gets it back from Haddadi, and the reverse layup falls nicely. Seven points the difference. 68-61 the correct score. Johnson again bearing the heavy workload against Yakhchali again. Johnson, turnaround, fadeaway, teardrop swish. Johnson over 20 points. Less than 5 to play. 9 points, the Qatari lead. Haddadi gets that ball backing in on Abdul Halim, but loses possession. Haddadi, the sackcloth and ashes routine, loses the ball, claiming that he had been manhandled. And look at this reaction here, to ripping the jersey off. Think he's fed up right now? He's out of the game for now. Qatar can restore the double-digit lead here as Johnson outside. You know he's feeling it. Good look in the corner. El Hadari got it! Is that the dagger for Qatar? 12 points the advantage. Mansour Atif El Hadari now with 13 points. Second tray of the game for him. And you know they believe now in Doha. Great job, screamed Coach Tim Lewis. And it surely is panic stations on the Iranian bench.
فشار میاریم 2 تا ترپ میکنیم از زیر حلقه که حمله میکنیم من تو من 2 تا ترپ میکنیم دقت کردیم 2 تا ترپ کردیم میریم اون بر من تو من پیکورولاشون رو چیکار میکنیم ترپ میکنیم پیکورولاشون هم ترپ میکنیم
5 turnovers now, by the way, against Haddadi for Iran. I wonder if they've got a spare jersey for him. He can't.
Listen, this time.
He won't be allowed back in.
You're going to lift and set the screen. You're on that wing. You're going to screen, re-screen for Mizo. If it's not there, don't force it. You got him on the kick out. Here we go. Let's go, guys. Let's go, team. Hold on to it.
Interesting plot twist, that point about Haddadi and his jersey. Little Hulk Hogan routine there. Tearing a huge line down the front of his top. This is Yak Chali for Iran. The time is now. They need to kick back into high gear. Charlie, good solid defending. He's swallowed up by the double team. Faked outside. Jamshidi drives, dishes, and the layup in by Mirzawi back in the game at the center position. And full court trap by Iran, but Qatar beats it easily enough here. Johnson front court. You know Johnson's going to touch the ball on every possession from here on in. Backing up, 2 on the shot clock from deep for 3, no good, front rims it. Rebound by Kazemi. Can't go into 4 corners yet, Qatar. They still need to play their normal offensive game for a bit. Outside Mashayeki, nice look. Kazemi gets the ball off the back iron and then the strip out of bounds, but ball stays this end. Was that on the hand or was that all ball? The hero of the hour for Qatar, Trey Johnson, gets away with that slap. Inbounded far side, Mashayeki, shot clock ticking down, penetrating up, off the back iron, no good, rebound in traffic again for the little guy. Yakshali twisting his way into the paint and gets the kind bounce. 4 points in a row for Iran. Qatar's lead back to 8, and again, the nerves may start jangling here. Abdi, ball was touched, and he steps on the half-court line, ball allowed to continue, and this will be an easy layup and in for Mashayeki. Mashayeki now into double figures with 11 points. Just over 2.5 to go. Qatar, real big possession you feel here with Iran on the 6-0 run. Johnson plays pick and roll with Mohamed, then the look in the lane. Mohamed, good position and fouled by Mirzawi, who goes down, taking an elbow possibly from Mohamed. Tempers high in the Iranian lane. Watch it again here. Excellent ball movement. Hit on the head there, and then, well, that's nothing. That's disappointing. That reaction is ridiculous from Mirzawi. Referees will confer here. Big moment as we wait for the verdict to be handed down. Only the foul against Mirzawi signaled there, and that's definitely justice served for my money. So Qatar with a chance inside. Free throws won by Mohamed. He did make contact after the whistle, but it was just a natural movement. It did not justify the response. And in fact, Mohamed making the first with no company here. Second free throw is short. So I beg your pardon, they have given Mirzawi a chance to shoot free throws at the other end. That's unfortunate. And good form for Mirzawi. Only a 62% free throw shooter last year for Petrochimi in Iran. But gets 2 to go here, and so bit of a con job there. That's my interpretation, of course, but played for it and won it. And now, after the 2 free throws, Iran back in possession, chance to cut further into the Qatari lead with 2:21 left in the fourth quarter. Very exciting finish in store, you feel here, as outside Jamshidi from long distance rattles the tray down, and it's a 2-point game. Qatar pegged back yet again. Do they have enough left in the tank late on here? El Hadari outside. El Hadari swings free to Abdi. Abdi, contact, no foul, rebound, pulled down Mirzawi. Iran can tie or take the lead right here. Far side dish from Jamshidi. Turned back up top by Kazemi. Shot clock ticking down from 3. Yakshali gets it to go! Iran 75, Qatar 74 on the 3-point bucket from Behnam Yakshali. NBA distance from deep. Behnam Yakshali, a 39.1% three-point shooter this past year in the Iranian League. Let's listen to Tim Lewis.
Horn's chest. Okay? Horn's chest. You come off that chest action. Huh? Okay, right now. Listen. From the side.
Both teams back out on the court. Qatar has hung on and hung tough against the much fancied Iranians here in Doha this afternoon into the early evening hours. But they find themselves behind as Johnson back in the game. El Hadari near side. That's a dangerous pass, and the foul drawn. Only the second team foul this quarter against Iran. Mirzawi, clear shove with the left hand as he reached around with the right. Mohamed, Abdi, El Hadari, and now Johnson, a man that Qatar wants with the ball. Johnson goes in hard, up, too strong, wanted a foul, didn't get one. Inside the final minutes. Jamshidi, look far side, Kazemi. Progress stifled by Abdi. 4 on the shot clock. Dribble drive, reverse layup, no, the tip, no, rebound. Swatted out to Johnson with 33 seconds left. Johnson front court, play continues. Tim Lewis not using a timeout. Johnson to spin, outside. Clock ticking down. Penetration, the foul drawn by Saad. Mashayeki saying it wasn't me, ref. Oh, a lot of ball there from Mashayeki. Tight one. And big free throws coming up for Abdul Rahman Saad. Dual Egyptian Qatari citizen Saad. His 22nd birthday coming up on Monday. What an early present this would be, a couple of free throws if he can get him to rattle in. Misses the first though. Nervous looks on his face. Saad now 2 for 4 from the line in this game. 12 of 21 in the qualifying process. Ready to take the second one now. Trying to steady his nerves. Got it. Great reaction. Qatar 75, Iran 75. Saad back on the bench as we take another timeout in the Al Kharafa Sports Hall in Doha. The problem for Qatar is if they can stop Iran here and force overtime, they'd still be highly, very much the underdogs.
You're
in 5 more minutes of basketball.
All right, you got to switch everything. Make sure you come together. All right, we're going to set the show a 2-3 zone, but we're in man. All right, you're in man. Shake to your guy. Listen, so listen, you got to play hard for about 8 seconds here. Okay, if it gets down under 8 seconds, we got to foul him. And then they've only got 4 or 5 seconds to run an offense. Got it?
Okay, do you hear that? They're going to show a 2-3 zone look here defensively, but actually being man-to-man. Trying to confuse this experienced Iranian team with a little bit of sleight of hand. Could be fascinating here as Iran comes up court. Not a big crowd in the house here in Doha, but they have been treated to a memorable encounter. And it could still go either way. Iran can hold for the last shot if they want to. Qatar does have fouls to give, though, remember. Passive play, 10 seconds left. Yakchali. Yakchali driving. Yakchali, the fadeaway. Rebound in just before time. Kazemi wins the game for Iran. Referees will want to make absolutely sure here. Watch it again. Clock in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. The fadeaway not in. The rebound clearly before the buzzer by Kazemi. Surely nothing to overturn here. Arslan Kazemi. Thumbs up from the refereeing crew. And heartbreak for Qatar. They're giving the timeout to Qatar, so not quite over yet. But we're talking fractions of a second. Want to get the clock reading absolutely right here. Haddadi was double boxed out, but that just allowed Kazemi to sneak in the back door. Yakchali nearly got the ball to drop in the first instance, but Kazemi with 12 points now, most of them off of simple stuffs like that one, but that, despite its ease, so critical, and big hug from Haddadi. Qatar on a wing and a prayer here, trying to salvage a result, but what hopes do they have?
Shoot back. You may have it, Trey. That piece right to the front of the rim. You're going to get a tip.
Gotta think it's Johnson they're looking for on the play, unless they go straight to the hoop for a possible tip. 1.1 seconds, though. That's still enough time to catch and shoot. And Johnson is going to inbound the ball, interestingly. They put the big guy, Haddadi, right in front of Johnson. Good defensive tactics by Iran. Ball comes in, it's heaved toward the hoop, but it's too long from El Hadari. Or beg your pardon, from Saad on the perimeter. Last chance goes begging for Qatar, and Tim Lewis's team did everything but win this game. So close and yet so far. Qatar drops to 1-4 in the qualifiers. They now must beat Iraq to progress to the second stage of qualifying. Iran, they didn't play well, but boy, did they come up big when they needed it. The 10-point deficit late overcome in the end on the putback stuff by Arslan Kazemi. Some stats on your screen there. Iran, 47% from the free throw line, 15-32. That usually won't get it done, but they did still score 6 more free throws than Qatar did on the night. Trey Johnson, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals for Qatar, the star of the show for the home team. Able support from Yusuf Mohamed with 18 points himself on 7 of 8 from the field. Al-Hadari 13 as well, the other Qatari player in double digits. 4 in double figures for Iran. Haddadi, the leading scorer in the game with 23, despite going 9 for 19 from the free throw line. Kazemi, the 12 points, including the game-winning bucket, as we mentioned. Samad with 11. And Yakhchali with 11 as well. As you see the current standings, Kazakhstan plays Iraq in about 2 hours' time with a chance to go back level with Iran ahead of what should be the group decider on Monday afternoon in Iran. Qatar gets the point for the loss so briefly in front of Iraq, pending the result of that second game. Disappointment ultimately for the Qatari fans here. A couple of Iranians made the trip to the Emirates, but it is they who have to be the happier leaving this building. Iran struggled against a team. Remember, they defeated Qatar 65-39. At the lowest points total of anyone in Asian qualifying thus far for Qatar back in the second round of matches during the first window of games. Qatar led for most of this game, outside and inside working really well, and yet, the ultimate damage done inside by Iran. There's one of the many slam dunks for Kazemi in this game. Johnson strong inside and out. 9 for 20 ultimately Johnson from the floor in this game. 1 for 3 from outside the arc. Al-Hadari, one of his three-pointers there, as free throws, 19 of them attempted by Haddadi. Alas, as Qatar's players disintegrated, in the words of their own coach, at key junctures in the game, they let their big lead from halftime disappear early in the third quarter. And then, after regaining the lead, surprisingly late on, Iran did what they needed to do late and did just enough to come away with the victory. Haddadi, good footwork for him in the paint on the night. Plenty of transition points scored as well by Iran. That bucket from Samad. Another reverse lay-in for Samad. Haddadi taking it to the tin with authority. But in the end, the key basket, the putback from Arsalan Kazemi on the missed shot from Behnam Yakhchali with 1.1 seconds left in this contest. I'm Darren Kilfareth. Thanks so much for being with us here in this much closer than anticipated World Cup qualifying game in Doha. Again, our final scores, we see the final highlights slink away from your screen. Iran 77, Qatar 75. Loads more FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifying action coming up this long weekend. Games right through Monday and Tuesday, so please stick around. But for now, from all of us here in Doha, it's goodbye.